Hey everyone, this is KF here. I'm going to review our trades today. We made 6 trades and profited on all 6 of them. And members banked. It was a fantastic day. AT&M was one of those trades. Before we get into that though, I want to talk real quick. This is my Twitter, KAF Investing. Feel free to come over, give me a follow. You'll see yesterday we had a huge plus 30% day. It was massive. We rode ATOS for big time profits yesterday, and it was fantastic. This is also my website at kafinvesting.com. Come over here to kafinvesting.com. You can see the link in the bio or the description of this video. Start your 2 free week trial. Come join us. Get in on this action with us. I will be limiting how many people I allow into the chat room. And that limit's actually very close to being met. So you can lock in a spot by getting started. All right, so let's talk about these trades. AT&M was the first trade. We bought over 78 cents, rode up directly to 85 cents. Beautiful breakout over the 78-cent level. Why did I buy over the 78-cent level? Pretty simple here. And let me point it out. You'll see here. Oh, let's try it again. There we go. There's the resistance there at 78 cents. Let me extend this to the left. You'll see this came up, hit there. Also some resistance at, support at 77. I think the real resistance was at 78 though, which is evidence of this failed morning spike 3 days ago. And this is also kind of interesting. Some other factors that played into this trade was that this is a bit of an oversold play. You'll see here dumped off pretty bad. So kind of a gap fill oversold play as well as a pop over resistance. So it was an awesome trade and ended up selling off. The reason why I ended up selling off so bad was because shortly after we took profit about 7:40, this area, 7:40 a.m. Well, they announced an offering and sold, and longs who chased us ended up getting destroyed. So why it's so important to get in over technical breakouts, over pops over previous resistance. Get in, lock in profits. Do not hold in hope. All right, next stock we traded was Apop. This was interesting. This got traded a little bit tighter, and we bought this over $10. The price target was $10.50, which is actually exactly what it did. You'll see here, hit $10.50 up here. Bought this over the $10 level. I thought actually this would do more, and I was just being conservative with the $10.50 price target, thinking, we'll for sure lock in profits here. It'll probably do more though, and I was ready to play it again. But we got in over 10. I didn't get filled till 10:09, and I sold here at 10:39. Members, did about the same thing. Sold up here from 10:39 to 10:50 area. It was an awesome trade for nearly 3% there. Just a nice, safe A+ setup. Now, the reason why it's so important to not hold in hope is because, I thought this would do more. I thought this would do more, and it bounced. It made higher lows. I thought it would come back and just do more and hold this $10 level, but it didn't. And you just never know how the stock market's going to react. This was a big moment for this stock when it basically said, nope, I'm done for the day. No more for me. Shorts got out and trashed this thing, so it sold off the rest of the day. So that's why you get in, lock in profits. So awesome trade there on Apop. Another awesome trade today was Grub. Today was cool because we traded multiple different kinds of stocks. We traded small caps and news winners and technical breakouts, and we also got an earnings winner. It's always fun when you kind of get a nice variety of the trades you're making. It's, the more things you can do and the more patterns different levels of stock, the better off you are. So we bought this over the $56 level. This is my stop here that was at $54.99. We got over here on the break over 56. The reason why I did that was because this little pullback here, this failed morning spike, told me that resistance was at 56. Now, yes, it actually stopped at 55.85, but a lot of times when stocks pull back that close to a whole number, it means it's really in anticipation of $56. Now, you could have actually bought over the 55.80 level, which was previous high of day here, and it still would have worked out fine. But I just wouldn't have been as confident about it. $56 was a clear breakout level for me. Now, it's not like it popped over this and went directly up. Nope, it pulled back, and with these higher priced, higher float, higher cap stocks, these need some time to develop. So you'll see we got in here at about 8:55 a.m. over the 56 level. I ended up selling up here at the 57 level, right into here, and that's about 9:55. So this was about an hour-long trade for me. And now my penny stocks and small cap stocks are usually real quick, a minute or two, maybe 5-10 minutes tops. But this one, you just need a little bit of patience for these higher priced, higher float stocks. Give it some time to develop. You'll see it made a nice little double bottom here. Whoops, I'm drawing circles everywhere. Nice little double bottom here to continue its trend upwards. I think I sold before everyone else in the chat room. I said, hey guys, I'm going to take profit to 57. The price target was 58 initially, but I said, I'm going to take 57 just because it's middle of the day and I'm just going to play it extra safe. Got a nice got a nice, solid trade, nearly 2%. So I took my profit at 57. But a lot of people held on. They said, no, I'm sticking with your trade plan. I believe in your trade plan. They took profits up here. You'll see it nearly hit 58 into end of day. So awesome trade there in Grub. Now the fun one today was Dryships. If anyone knows anything about Dryships, you'll know this is not a pretty stock. So I'm going to show you guys real quick. Going back to November, if you would have invested $800,000 in the stock, it would now be worth $5. Yep. You'll see. Oh, actually, let me go back, show you one more time. You see all these purple things? These are all what we call reverse splits. And the management has just totally destroyed this stock. And I just have hated this stock for a long time, but it's actually bullish now. You'll see lows of 230 here. It's actually been uptrending for some time now. And they claim they're done with their reverse split dilution ways. Who knows if that's true or not? We don't know. So it's always smart to get in and lock profits and play it safe. Our first trade of this was over the 470 level. Took profits up here into mid 480s, as you'll see here, for a nice 3%. And then I made two more trades on this. I got back in at 472 and 471. I just kind of rinsed and repeated this stock a couple times because of how bullish the chart looked. So I got in here over 470, sold on the pop. Now what I really want to focus on, I'm gonna narrow in even a little closer here. The second time I played this, I got in back here at 472, and my stop was at 459. It was a hard stop. Okay, hard stop meaning if the price touched 459, it would sell and I would be out. Well, look what happened here. This is the 460 level. Do you see this tiny little candle here that slightly went under 460? It went to 4595. Okay, I got saved by half a penny from getting stopped out. And so we stayed patient. Everyone in the chat room, we had our stops there. We were like, oh no, no. But we stayed patient, had confidence in our stop loss and in our trade plan, and it ended up riding all the way back up. And we sold. I sold early at 477 area. And then I got back in again at 471 and sold again at 477. The third time we played this, I actually sold in one of these two candles right before the huge move, which is totally fine. I'm not at all upset about that. Would have been nice to be able to catch that little extra move. Sure, it would have been nice, but I will never be mad about a green trade and playing it safe and selling into strength. Now, I told my chat room I would not touch this over $5. And you might be thinking, why? This had a 60-cent move. You're dumb. You're a terrible trader. You suck. The reason why I didn't do that, and I'll explain why with some other stocks, is because over the $5 level, I just really felt this began to get overextended, and that this was all just people playing a lot of hype. A lot of hype. Oh, this is going back to $800,000 like it was in November. Whatever. I told the chat room I'm not going to play this. Now, some of our members, they did play this. They were down for a little more risk, and they took advantage of some of these moves. But luckily, not one person in our chat room got caught in this because of what we teach of getting in, locking profits, having tight stop losses. And so, all this move here, this is not a fundamental 60-cent breakout move. This is chasers pushing and pumping and chasing. And look what happens to chasers. They get caught and burned really badly. There's people who chase this thing all the way up here and lost really big money on this that I feel bad for just because they haven't learned the lesson. And hopefully this will teach them the lesson, but chances are they'll probably make the same mistake again. There's two other stocks I want to talk about. Similar situation. BONT was one. This was at 32 cents yesterday, and as soon as it started making its move, I told the chat room, I said, I'm not going to trade this thing. I just don't like this stock. It has a bad name, bad history, really bad at holding spikes. Yes, there's money to be made on it, absolutely. And could I have traded this over technical breakouts for money profits? Yes, I could have, but I just didn't love it. Okay, and if I don't just love it and it's not just begging for me to trade it, I'm not going to trade it because I worked too hard for money. We all, we need to cherish and protect our capital. So this made it just a ridiculous, ginormous move, topped out at 135, and ended up selling off to the 80-cent level. All these people here who chased this thing way up in these levels, this thing had absolutely no reason being over here, which is fine. Don't get me wrong. I'm totally okay with trading over technical breakouts, even if a stock is is overextended. But if I just don't love it, if something to me seems wrong about it, I'm not going to trade it. And that likely saved a lot of people, a lot of members, a lot of pain and heartbreak from this big sell-off right here. The only one that was similar to this, which I want to take some time to talk about, was ATOS. Now, ATOS was an absolute beauty to us, and we traded it in this area for huge profits. Our first buy was over 74 cents. I think my last sell was at 111, which is down here. So this whole area, we traded for massive profits on ATOS, put serious money in our pockets from everyone in the chat room. But over 111, after I sold at 111, I said, okay, I'm done. I'm not going to touch this anymore. Did this continue to make a nice move? Yes, it did. Did I leave some money on the table here? Yes, absolutely. But that's always going to be the case. We will never buy at the bottom and sell the top. The goal is to wait for A+ setups. This action here was an A+ fundamental breakout. Okay, very fundamental. And at this point is when we started to get some chasers just chasing and pushing this thing up. This was moving off of news that got released here, okay? And those who chased it thinking, I'm just going to hold this forever. It's going to be $3 stock when they release positive news. What they aren't realizing is that this thing already had a 100% day off of anticipation of the news. The positive news was already factored in, even though it wasn't released till here. This whole run-up is factoring the news, okay? There's a common saying, I'm sure you've all heard, buy the rumor, sell the news. That's exactly what this was. This was a textbook definition of buy the rumor, sell the news. These are all people buying the rumor as well as a technical breakout over 74 cents. Let me show you why that was a technical breakout over 74 cents. See, here's the 74-cent level. You head back here, check out this resistance here. Previous resistance right there near the 74-cent level. If we go back even further, you'll see 74 cents was an important level. And that is why we traded it over there. And it was previous day resistance as well. So ATS was truly beautiful. Traded it multiple times, but I stopped trading it, once it got over 111, 112. And look what happened. As soon as news released, it had a fake pop out up to 160 for about 10 seconds and then just got destroyed all day. And now there's all these people who chase this thinking it was going to make them rich. Up at 160, they've lost more than 50% of their portfolio. And I don't want anyone to ever do that. That's why I have rules. That's why I trade the fundamental A+ setups. And that is why we don't chase. So I hope this video is helpful for you guys. Like this video or comment below and let me know if you have any questions. I'll respond, and also subscribe so you can catch more videos later, and also come join us in the chat room.